Never the wrong hat, my dear. Never the wrong hat. That's right.
Yo, but hey, what also has happened, we saw there's a lot of NFL superlatives and awards given away. Dylan, your Aaron Rodgers did get the MVP again.
First ever immunized MVP?
Never immunized. Always controversial. Mr. Aaron Rodgers. But in something that was also very controversial, the Hall of Fame inductees for 2022, a lot of good guys got in, but there was some snubs maybe. But Dylan, who got in first?
So the Hall of Famers were Tony Baselli, left tackle for Jaguars, Leroy Butler, Sam Mills, Richard Seymour, Bryant Young, Cliff Branch, Art McNally, and Dick Vermeil.
Vermeil.
Oh, Vermeil got in. Okay, I like that.
Yes,
great
coach.
Are we good with that? I know we're going to talk about who got snubbed in a minute, but I mean, Sam Mills, long overdue.
Sam Mills is like the only unanimous should be in the Hall of Fame from this class.
Tony Baselli, because he was a part of the team with Jacksonville. So I can
Tony, say that again about Tony Baselli?
I would say yes, because he was part of that expansion team with Jacksonville. He did play a role. He was that one of the pieces. Mark Burnett, Jimmy Smith, Kenny McCardell.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Baselli was a huge part of that team, yeah.
Yeah.
Well deserved, I feel. Great offensive lineman.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Who else? Anybody else?
I mean, Leroy Butler's a bit debatable.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw him play. I loved seeing him play. He was one of those first safeties that I remember coming up to the line and playing a lot of run support. And, I thought he deserved it.
I think he should have made the Hall of Fame eventually, but I think there was just better people this year, like Rondé Barber.
There you go. So, hey, leading into that, there was a bunch of people that we can all say got snubbed with the head of the pack. Nick, I'm coming to you, your guy, Devin Hester. Why the heck is he not in there? Come on.
I have no clue. How you got a guy, 21 return touchdowns in his career, right? I saw a list and it made me laugh. It had return touchdowns by team, and the top team was 30, and second was Devin Hester with 21. So, I mean, come on. Like, how do you not – like, yeah, I thought he would get in first ballot. It sucks that he didn't. I mean, I got to assume that he is going to get in, and hopefully it's next year. Since, again, all these other guys who just retired won't be in for 5 years. So I think Devin Hester should get in next year. Hopefully he will. But I definitely thought he had the potential to be a first ballot guy, and it's a shame that he isn't. But again, I still think he'll get in. He won't be a first ballot guy. He definitely got snubbed. And again, they talked Torrey Holt, great receiver for the Rams. I don't know. I don't see any reason why he shouldn't be in.
Top 5 all time in receiving yards, has a Super Bowl ring, top in touchdowns. And it's not even like this is his first year either. He's missed it for a couple of years.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's confusing.
With that? Yeah.
And Isaac Bruce made it last year, and I think Torrey Holt's better than Isaac Bruce.
Right.
They both complemented each other.
Yeah.
Right. So then they definitely should have brought him in this year, if not last year together. I mean, I understand you can't, there's only a number of people at certain slots, but come on now. But another one that really hit Nathan, and I'm coming to you, Zach Thomas. There was a lot of talk about him not getting in. What'd you think about that?
Well, I think when he played in the era with Brian Urlacher, Ray Lewis. So I mean, of course, those Dolphin teams were nothing to sneeze at. Jason Taylor, Sam Madison, Patrick Surtain. I think it's kind of just how those Dolphin teams were.
Yeah.
I think him. I don't know. I feel like the numbers do speak for itself. But because the Dolphins, from when he played, I think he played with Dan Marino for a couple of years, and then the early mid 2000s, those Dolphin teams were in the middle of the road. So I think he's just so behind. He's like as a distant third behind Ray Lewis and Brian Urlacher, that time middle linebackers. When you think of middle linebackers that time, you think of Brian Urlacher, Ray Lewis. You don't think of Zach Thomas. But he should. I would say that he in my book is a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think you should. And look, these guys again, like I sat there and told Nick, I said they're still going to get in. They're going to get in next year. They were snubbed this year, but a lot of good guys got in. So I'm absolutely happy for that. But like a lot of people, Ash is saying, and Sydney was saying, just shows there's not a lot of respects to go to special teams. You know, there's very few. We talked about kickers earlier in the year. Ray Guy is the only punter that's in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's very rare to get in there. And but that's Devin Hester. If anybody's gonna get in there, it needs to be him. And I need to shout it out. My guy Brian Mitchell, Washington, one of the best returners of the 90s and late 80s. He needs to be in there as well. So
Josh Cribbs as well, all-time return touchdowns, return yards leader.
Okay.
Also played for the Browns, so he needs some sort of compensation for that.
Exactly. Just give it to him. But another one, Nate, did you say Joe Thomas?
Yeah.
Was he eligible this year?
Next year.
Next year, yeah.
Okay, next year. Okay.
Him and Darrell Revis are the two first ballots next year.
Okay.
Yes, that should be a no-brainer as well. Joe Thomas, especially for playing on those Cleveland Brown teams all those years.
Yeah, well, yeah. Just please give him the compensation of being a career Brown player.
Well,
The guy was the best offensive lineman they had. He had to suffer through that.
Eric
He
Steinbeck.
was the best player they had for at least 10 years.
Well, that's true. It's probably true.
Well, yeah. Yo, what's going on? We got some people saying, "What's up? What's up, Bobby? How you going?"
Oh, Bobby in the house.
Vinatieri doesn't
What up,
get
Bobby?
first ballot Hall of Fame. It is a joke to me. Hey,
When
well,
is Vinatieri eligible? 2024?
I'll be curious to see if Sebastian Janikowski or Justin Tucker.
I think Tucker has to.
I think Tucker's in when he retires.
Oh, without a doubt,
think
I
Tucker's
believe
in
so.
for sure. Yeah, Tucker.
As good
Tucker's
as
in
he
for sure.
is,
Janikowski, maybe.
he's like Phillip Rivers to me.
Right on.
Yeah.
But no, I don't
He
know
might
about
have. I think he has the stats, but I don't know if he's gonna get that love.
I think Phillip Rivers has to make it just because of his stats.
Thank you, Dylan. I've been
Oh,
saying
I love that.
for the last
I'm
year
with
and a half.
that. I said that with you.
I'd say Eli Manning is the one quarterback from the 2000s, like 2000 to 2010s, that shouldn't make it out of all of them, like the Roethlisbergers, Rivers, Brady's.
Yeah,
You
but
got a
Brady's
friend in me. Because I agree with you 100%.
His name is David Tyree.
Well, exactly. And what? Pierre
Helmet
Paul
catch.
and Michael Strahan and that defense.
Yeah.
Justin Tuck.
Yeah.
Justin Tuck, right.
Yeah,
What about
Justin
DeMarcus
Tuck.
Ware? DeMarcus Ware not getting in. How you guys feel?
Oh, yeah. He should have made it in over Bryant Young
over Brian.
Seymour.
Over Brian.
Same
Young,
with Jared Allen as well. Jared Allen was the most dominant edge rusher for like 5 years, and he didn't even make it in.
That kind of goes back to what I was saying on my podcast the other night. Like, what are we looking for specifically? Like, I mean, Jared Allen's stats speak for itself. DeMarcus Ware's numbers speak for itself. It's like almost like a popularity contest. It's like,
well, we know that.
I mean,
that's a given. Yeah.
I mean,
the writers decide they want to,
Packers, but
the voters.
My favorite stat though is the fact that John Abraham has more sacks all time than Lawrence Taylor. Because John Abraham, he retired a couple years ago. He's not even like semifinalist, and he has like near top 10 in sacks. He's 13th.
Wow, that's craziness. That's crazy. Look, but we can go into this all day long. But